beer is good. Oh wow, that is smooth and delicious. That is a kick-ass beer. That's awesome. Boy, I could have a whole lot of these. I love my job. Thanks for logging on to 1051rocks.com. Our February beer of the month comes via Lenore, North Carolina. A treat for you as we have Jason Howard of Howard Brewing.
It's convenient.
So where did you get the name?
Well, I was worried about how well trying to remember it late at night. Or
I hear
after
you.
A long day of sales, just making sure that I could keep it all straight.
We have got a stack of beer here that we are giving away this month as we expose, in a good way, sometimes it can be illegal, circumstances. As we expose Howard Brewing to the Rock 105.1 Asheville area beer-loving community. We're giving away all this beer this month. All right, every winner gets more than a 6-pack, more than a 12-pack. You get 3 of them. You get to sample all 3 that we have right here. So let's try one of them and talk about it a little bit. We've got the Trailmaker, which is a pale ale.
Yep, so our Trailmaker is an American pale ale that's pretty aggressively hopped. So it kind of fits the mold right between an American pale and an American IPA.
I like those 2 words, aggressively hopped.
Yeah, so let's see how we did here. The perfect pour.
Appears I did a little better than you.
Maybe.
It's all perspective once again, because yours crowns.
That's right. So that's a 6.5% beer done with all American ingredients, all American hops.
Cheers to you.
I've got this big foam head on here, though.
You just gotta fight through the beer part.
Yeah.
Do we got some on stamp?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's hoppy.
That is.
Yeah.
That's a delicious
But
pale ale.
it's also not too sweet. I mean, it dries out nicely. You can get through a couple of them rather than, having one beer and being done. It's a nice, easy drinking. 6.5%, big hoppy monster. We're doing a bunch of cans of that, especially through the summertime, it seems like.
I can see that being perfect as the weather gets a little bit warmer.
Yeah.
As you mentioned, it's not sessionable per se on the alcohol, but you could have more than 1 or 2 and you'd be fine. You don't want to hop right in the car afterwards, of course. But
certainly not.
On the porch, you've just cut your grass. I could see this one being absolutely perfect because it doesn't disappear on the palate.
Right.
You can taste it. And, the pale ales have kind of almost started to fade from the landscape because as everyone goes toward the IPAs and the doubles. But with the hop profile on this, quite satisfying.
Yeah, the thing about that one is you get this big, massive hop profile on the aroma and the flavor, but it's not overly bitter either. So that's kind of why we kept with the pale ale moniker instead of going to the IPA.
Tell us about Howard Brewing in Lenore, which for people that aren't aware, it's basically kind of between Morganton and Boone. I guess you could say Hickory and Boone, depending on where you're going.
So, geographically we're about halfway between Blowing Rock and Hickory off US 321.
All right.
Obviously a huge furniture industry area that has befallen the problems that the furniture industry did, and it's a quaint little, really nice downtown that's just sort of starting to revitalize a little bit.
In a beautiful part of the state as well,
great.
The foothills, the Blue Ridge Mountains. It's just gorgeous there.
So we parked down there in an old furniture building, naturally. And we share the building with Carolina Distillery, who does the Carriage House apple brandy products that are available at all the ABC stores.
Nice.
We're a 15-barrel brewery. 95% of our hard-earned work goes out in cans and kegs. We do have a small tasting room there, but the foot traffic there is, we're building. We're just building. There's only a handful of restaurants that are down there, and quite a few professional people, but they seem to travel back to wherever they're from after the end of the day. So we're working hard to make that change.
And how long have you been around?
We are 2.
2 years old? Well, I'll drink to that.
Yeah, so it's been a
happy birthday.
A long journey, but a quick journey, and we're looking forward to many more years.
How many beers on your regular taps that you're regularly brewing? How many specials?
We do 4 year round.
Okay.
Trailmaker, our pale.
All right.
Action Man is our amber lager. Lake Fever, which is also the third case there, is our black IPA. Those are the 3 that are available in cans year-round. Our 4th year-round beer is draft only, and it's a classic American Pilsner called the Weekender.
Nice.
So those 4 are available all the time on draft, and like I said, in cans. We do a seasonal about once a quarter in a 22-ounce bottle. We've got a winter seasonal that's become quite popular over the last couple of years called Mistletoe. And it's an oak-aged raspberry porter.
That sounds great.
So we actually use the barrels from the distillery next door, which is apple brandy barrels. Roll those over to the brewery.
Save on shipping. Yeah,
It's
you just
great.
kind of roll those next door.
I just wait till they leave and I just
sneak
look
in the
this-
middle of the night
roll
and
them
they
over.
wonder where they are.
We also do a spring. The next seasonal release is actually General Lenore's Old Ale.
Okay.
So for the folks that are familiar,
Revolutionary War general.
Yep. So his residence is in Happy Valley, which is really part of Lenore, L.A. as we like to call it.
Well, sure.
Lenore area. So it's a historical site now, and there's a curator in the museum, and she's got all of General Lenore's old manuscripts and notes. And she literally came across
A recipe for beer.
a recipe for beer. She found it. It says how to make strong beer. It was dated 1795.
So it's a strong ale.
So it's a strong old ale, really malty, not a lot of hop presence to it. We tried to replicate the ingredients and the methods that he would have used to make that beer. So that comes out in April every year.
Fantastic.
As a part of North Carolina Beer Month, which is April. That's the official month of craft beer. So we released that. And we also have a pretty unique relationship with Appalachian State. They have a fermentation science program there that's really doing a great job of feeding in future brewers from that degree. And we do a collaboration beer with them once a quarter as well. So their students come down, they pilot batch a beer up at the university on the brewery up there, which they call Ivory Tower.
Different kind of kegger.
Yeah, you're not kidding. So they pilot batch it and experiment with it up there, and then bring that recipe to the brewery. And we do a full 15-barrel batch, which is about almost 500 gallons of beer.
Yeah, it's a lot of beer.
And the students come down on brew day. They also come down and help us can. So once a quarter, we release the Ivory Tower Howard Brewing collaboration beer in coordination with them. And actually, we do all the proceeds from that beer go back to the fermentation program. So
That's great.
It's kind of a slick little deal that we partnered with them. Yeah, it's been a good little ride so far. We're super excited to get into the Asheville market. We just started a partnership with Bud of Asheville to start distributing the beer around town. So that we can start sneaking it in some places.
Fantastic. So, look for Howard Brewing. Will all three be available in the Asheville area?
They are.
And all three, of course, are available to win online at 1051rocks.com. So you're checking out the video, log on, or rather you've already done that. Make sure you sign up for 3 6-packs, one of each. The Lake Fever, the Action Man, and the Trailmaker, which we're enjoying right now.
Yes.
Cheers to you.
Cheers. Thank you.
And to Howard Brewing out of Lenore. Thanks for logging on to 1051rocks.com.